We're back, guys. Welcome to Beam Walks and Bar Talks podcast about the ironworker life up on the steel during the day. Real conversations that happen after shift, usually sitting around a bar, campfire, out of someone's truck, or even in the parking lot. This show is about the trades, the apprentices, the jobs, the weather, the brotherhood, and everything in between it takes to build. The hot summers, sitting your ass on the beam, burning your butt cheeks. Building the stadiums, building the bridges, building the skyscrapers. This podcast is for you. We hope that we can grow and become nationwide. I know there's a bunch of guys that are starting up. We're going to do it a little bit different. We want to talk to you guys. We want to sit down with you guys. We want to pull up to your local watering hole. We want to catch a beer on the road. We want to sit with you guys by the campfire with your families and just talk, shoot the shit for a while. We have some great stories coming in from around the country. We got in contact with a local ironworker out of 477 Sheffield, Alabama. He's going to be sitting down with us in a couple weeks, talk about his personal struggles and the hardships as being a union ironworker. Don't let that deter you. It's not everybody, but it is very few and far in between. When you come up with these guys, you got to make sure that you know and they know that you're there for them no matter what. It's the best part about being in the brotherhood is building that friendship, building that relationship, and becoming what we like to call a union brother. Ironwork is about relationships because you never know what's going to happen on the job. You never know what's going to happen off the job. You're going to need these guys no matter what. Tonight, it's just going to be me, Tristan Webben, local 25 ironworker, book number 1530439. I'm going to let you know a little bit about what I did to get into the ironworkers, a little bit about the apprenticeship. We'll probably touch on a couple jobs, a couple friendships, good jobs, bad jobs, what it's like to be a union ironworker, what kind of facets you'll be getting into during your 4 year of your apprenticeship, what kind of skills you're going to be learning. Not sponsored, so I'm not even going to show it. You guys could probably tell by the shape of the bottle, but. So ironworkers, structural ironworkers, those guys are the guys that do the structures of bridges, stadiums, arenas, skyscrapers. They set the steel. You have the raising gang. You have 2 connectors, usually 2 or 3 hook-on guys. Then you have your detail crew that falls in behind, finishes bolting up the rest of the project, plumbing of the building, snapping bolts, welding where they need welding, moment connections, splice plates, all that good stuff. You can't be afraid of heights. I mean, you can. I made it through. I made it through. I'm afraid of heights. I'm not scared to say it, and I'll tell everybody out here that I am. It doesn't matter to me. I'm afraid of heights, and more importantly, I'm afraid of the sudden stop at the bottom. But I have a family now, and it comes down to wanting a check. And if I can get that check any way that I need to do it is how I'm going to do it to support my family. A lot of guys will tell you that. Damn. This is the bar talks, I guess. A lot of guys will tell you that. I'm here for my money. I'm here for my family. And the best part about that is when they're away from home, when you're out on the road, when you're booming out, you make a new family. You make a road family. And those guys are there no matter what, on shift, off shift, all hours of the night, no matter what you need, no matter when you need it. I've been privileged enough to be able to come on with some good guys. And I'm still friends with all my guys from punk school. Y'all know who you are. It's all part of the trade, and you'll figure it out when you get out there. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to say that you don't know, and don't be the know-it-all. If there's one thing that I can tell you, it's not going to get you very far if you think you know everything. It doesn't work like that. These guys are rough. They've been through it. They've seen it. They've done it. They're very knowledgeable. A lot of these guys out here know a lot more than me. And your entire ironworking career, you will be learning from day one. From the day you sign on the dotted line, the day that you get indentured, the day that you take that oath, you're gonna know. You're gonna know who the good guys are. You know who the bad guys are. Don't fall into the fill-in guy crew. Make sure you guys put out a good name for yourselves, as I did, and you shouldn't have a problem. You should have a very prosperous career. I kind of fell into ironwork. I was at a dead-end job. My dad worked at DTE, and he was around union trades all the time. Carpenters, pipe fitters, steam fitters, iron workers. And he told me to operators. Can't forget the operators. Iron workers work hand in hand with the operators. He told me to look into it, and I did. And I went to the Boilermakers. I went to the carpenters, turned in my application at Ironworkers, and the secretary there was, I got a class starting in 2 weeks. You want to come in and start? We can get you to work in 2 weeks. So that's basically how I got my start. August of 2017. Became an ironworker apprentice. Application process was stupid easy. They give you like a little placement test. $35 at Local 25 in Wixom. $35. High school diploma, driver's license. And then they'll send you out if you need to take a drug screen. They'll send you out for a drug screen and all that other stuff. So, the one thing that I didn't expect, and I probably should have, was the physical demand that this job was going to entail. There's a lot that you can use a crane or a fork truck or a high-low or a chain fall or a come along with, but when it comes down to it, you need to be physically fit. You're gonna need to be able to work a 36, a 38-inch sleever bar to make your piece, to line up your holes. You're gonna need to be able to swing a 6 or 8 pound beater for 10 hours a day in order to get that drift pin through, in order to get that bolt pin through so you can make your bolts at your connection. You're gonna be able to do this while you're sitting on a 4-inch, 6-inch, anywhere up to 12, 16, doesn't matter, wide flange. You got to be able to do it. No one's going to help you. And that's where you make your name, is when you do it on your own. You saddle up, throw your harness on, you throw your belt on, grab all the bolts and tools that you need, and you get to your point, you just get to it. Getting through your 4 years of school. So Local 25 has their apprenticeship set up that every 3 months is a 50-hour block week. You will learn how to weld. You'll learn how to torch. You'll learn how to read blueprints. They will teach you math. They will teach you the legalities of safety. They will teach you how to rig. They'll teach you how to build a conveyor system. We're fortunate enough at Local 25 to have some really good guys in the apprenticeship program. I can't say enough about them. My welding instructor, I thought I laid a good bead. I'd come out and I'd be like, "Hey man, this is pretty good, I think." And he'd look at it, and then he'd look at me. He'd look at it again. Wouldn't say anything. I'd grab my piece. I'd go back into the booth and I'd keep going. Welding is a huge part of ironwork. The sooner you get your wire certs, the sooner you get your stick certs, the better off and more marketable you will be in the long run for your entire career. The longer you weld, the more you weld, your name will get out there. Guys will know. If they need a welder, they'll call you. For us in Detroit, we don't really need. Some of these job sites will actually have a weld test on the job site before you even get to work. The bigger jobs out west, they'll have you do a 1-inch weld, wire stick. It's a good trade. I didn't do a whole lot of welding. I wish I did a little bit more. Probably would have been a little bit better. I can get by. I'm not the worst. I wouldn't say I'm the best either. But also some of the guys that say I'm not a very good welder, they're not very good welders. Begs. Your 4 years are what you put into it. If you really want to be a great all-around iron worker, you do your homework. They are going to send you home with homework. You have 3 months to do your classwork. Just make sure you guys get your classwork done. But you need to know it. There's a lot of information in the books that you're not going to get out in the field that you will use. Surprisingly enough, it's unlike high school, unlike middle school, there's a lot of stuff that you're going to learn during your 4-year apprenticeship at Local 25 that will apply to your everyday job. If not, then you didn't learn anything. You didn't go through your books like you were supposed to. As time goes on, you'll get pay increases. I'm not sure exactly what percentage they start you out at, but after your first year, you'll get an increase. And then every 6 months after that until you punk out. And I've heard of some apprentices making scale. I've heard of some apprentices booming out. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I wasn't fortunate enough to be able to boom out, but I did work with a bunch of handline outfits where I didn't teach, where I learned a lot. I learned a lot from the guys at the handline outfits, about trusting your partner, about trusting yourself, the little things that big contractors don't have in order to make something work. You don't have the crane, you don't have the fork truck, you don't have the big equipment, or you don't have, you know what I mean? So in order to make it work, you needed to be creative. And those old guys, those old heads out on them handline outfits, they've come up with some ingenious things. Even if it takes like to the point of, in order to do a task, you have to make, you physically have to make a tool in order to get your task done. It happens all the time. Some of these bigger contractors don't have to do that. They don't have to worry about that. But when you work for a handline outfit, those little tools, those little tasks, they get amplified when you come out to a big when you come out to a big contractor and you're like, dude, I did it like this with my handline outfit, or I did it like this at a different job. I'm telling you, it's a lot easier if we just do it like this. Let me make something real quick. It'll take me 10 or 15 minutes, and it's going to save us hours when it gets down to it. So make sure you pay attention to the old heads, I guess is what I'm getting to. Make sure you pay attention to the old guys. They know what they're doing. They've done it. They've been in. Just pay attention. Have your belt on your ass and pay attention. Benefits of being a union iron worker. You get a pension. Local 25 has a defined contribution. You get health care. You're going to get welding certifications. That's a big benefit. You're going to get OSHA 30 card. You're going to get a subpart R card. You're going to get a rigging card. Be a qualified rigger. Be a qualified signalman. The hall also offers, I believe, certified rigger. It's also late on a Wednesday, and we're in the bar dining room. Make sure that you take full advantage of everything that the hall is going to offer. They might offer a post-tensioning class. If you guys were down on the bridge, or you knew anybody that was on the bridge, the Gordie Howe Bridge, they more than likely, some of them have a post-tension card. You could take that anywhere in the country. It's part of the international, and it's a great thing to have in your back pocket. A lot of the buildings downtown are pour-in-place concrete, post-tension. Getting into the work. For me, I wake up at 5:30 in the morning, make my breakfast, pack my lunch, kiss everybody goodbye, out the door by 6 o'clock. Work starts at 7. We have a safety meeting in the morning, stretch and flex in the morning, and then we break off into our companies. We do our own PTAs, PTPs, pre-test plans, our JHAs, our job hazard analysis for the day, sign on, and then we break off. Detail goes detail, raising gang goes to raising gang, and then they do their little thing. As an apprentice, it's beneficial to be the guy that asks for the key in the morning to unlock the gang boxes, open up the gang boxes. It's beneficial to have your belt on first. It's beneficial to be ready before anybody else is ready. Some handline outfits will want you to get the journeyman together first. So whatever you got going on, you make sure that the journeyman has his tools ready. You make sure the journeyman has his equipment ready. You make sure the journeyman has the welder set up. You make sure that he has all the material that he needs and that he's comfortable and ready to go to work. And then you get to work. Don't be surprised if you get the shitty tools. Don't be surprised if you get the tools that are broken or they don't work all the way. Don't be surprised if you get the batteries that are dead. That's part of being a punk. That's 4 years, maybe less if you earn some respect, but you're a punk. For 4 years, they got you. And you just do it, and you take it, and you learn, and you ask questions. You're gonna lift heavy. You're gonna pry heavy. You're gonna lean over the side of a building on a beam. You're gonna lay down on steel. You're gonna be carrying beams. You're gonna be carrying deck. You're gonna be carrying handrail. It's not easy. And anybody that says that it is, they must be built like a brick shit house. Because if you're a typical person and you don't work out and you're only working out at work, you better start lifting the heavy shit first. On that point, if it is too fucking heavy, grab a partner, grab equipment. It's a long, long career. Very rewarding, but it is a long career. I've gotten to the point to where I was seeing a chiropractor 2 times a week. I was the apprentice that wanted to prove himself as a first generation, the only one in my family to be in the trades. I wanted to be the guy that made a name for himself, and I wrecked my back my second year of my apprenticeship, and it never got better. So if you know you can't do it, let them know you can't do it. That's all I gotta say for that part. Be ready to get cussed at a lot. Talked down to. Told that you're stupid, you don't know shit, you should just pack your shit and go. You're ready for all of it. And it's not you, it's the stress of the job. They got timelines to keep, they got iron to set. It shit rolls downhill. And being a punk, you're at the bottom of the list. You're at the bottom of the barrel. So just get ready for it. Get ready for it. It's 4 years, like I said. You'll be over it. You'll be done with it before you know it. It's the best 4 years that you'll ever have. Honestly, it'll shape you. It'll give you a good idea of what kind of iron worker you're gonna be for the rest of your career. The best part, after all that shit's all done, after you punk out, after you take your oath as a journeyman iron worker, after you get your card, after you've gotten all of your certifications that you could get as an apprentice for welding, all the certifications you can get that are offered through the apprenticeship, signalman, rigger, scaffold builder, competent person, all that. When you get all that done and you finally punk out, the the first thing you do the very next day is you drag up and you go boom out somewhere across the country. I'm kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm kidding. I've done it. I did it. Me and 3 of my buddies did it because we were all on the same job. He knew it was coming. He knew it was coming. My boss is like, you guys turn out tomorrow, don't you? And we're like, yep. He goes, you're not going to be here on Friday, are you? And we're like, nope. I think we punked out on a Wednesday. Came in on Thursday, left at 8 hours, said, hey, we're out. Got a new job. Went to the next job. It happens like that. It happens that fast. If you're worth anything in the trade through your apprenticeship, you'll know you'll be getting phone calls. You don't have to call anybody. You don't gotta call the BA. You don't gotta call the hall. You don't gotta call anybody. They call you. And if it ever gets to a point that you have to make a phone call, your first 3 phone calls should be someone from your punk class, someone that you worked with prior. They know who you are. That's it. Don't call anybody that you just met on your last job. Don't call anybody that you've met in passing. Don't do that. Stick to people who know you and know your work quality and know what kind of person that you are. It helps out tremendously. But do hit the road. The money to be made on the road is ridiculous. But don't let that take you away from your family. And I mean that as someone that did it. Don't let it take you away from your family. If you're going to get on the road, if you can help it, take them with you. It'll be the best decision of your life. Coming home to an empty apartment, coming home to an empty hotel room, coming home after going out with your buddies after work because you got nothing better else to do. But when you come home and your family's there and you're on the road and you're exploring new cities, and you're exploring new restaurants, and you're exploring new experiences, and to be able to share that it's everything. I don't know how else to explain it to you guys. One way or another, you'll figure it out, but that's don't miss time from your family to chase a check. If you guys are going to chase a check, make sure that you have the conversation about what's going to go on. Have the conversation, do we want to get a hotel? Do we just want to invest in a camper at this point? For me, camper is easy. I wish I would have done it. I didn't. I did hotels. I did apartments. I wish I would have done a camper. It's your personal home on wheels. You can personalize it however you want. And when you get home, you feel like you're at home. You go home, you have a shower in your camper. You cook outside. You throw your feet up on your lazy boy, turn on the TV. I wish I would have got a camper sooner. Also, a lot of journeymen have campers. So if you're on a big job, these guys will tell you where to go, where the cheap campsites are, where the good campsites are, where the availability is. Hell, if you're a good hand and you're worth a fuck, they will literally tell the landlord at the campground, like, hey, I got a buddy that's coming down. He needs a place to stay. You got anybody leaving? Can we reserve it for when they leave? It happens. It happened down at the big job down in Memphis. It happened at the big job down in Bay Minette, Alabama. The guys that talk, they know, they meet, they hang out. I'm telling you, it's a brotherhood. I won't stop with that description. It's the best thing. If you played sports, it's better than sports. I can tell you that right now. If you were in any sort of sports, I can tell you that this brotherhood is tighter than any teammate you've ever had. I wasn't in the military. I did I was a firefighter, EMT for 13 years. That was pretty close to what you're gonna get here. They truly care. Make friends, make brothers, and make time on your rainouts to just shoot the shit with whoever says, hey, we're going to the bar, or hey, we're going to breakfast. The weather days are the best days, truthfully. That's when you actually get to know some of the guys, and that's when you learn whether you want to hang out with them or not, follow them on the road or not, go to breakfast, hang out, make a day of it. You guys you're on the road, you got nothing else to do, unless you have a wife at home. Then get home to your wife. Be ready for it though. Be ready for the wind outs. Be ready for the rain outs. Be ready for the cold days. Be ready for the hot days. Make sure you're dressing properly. Layers in the winter, and not so many layers in the summer. It gets hot, and the farther south you go, the heavier the sun beats, the thicker the air is in the summer. In the winter, it's colder. The humidity actually adds a significant chill factor. So a 32 down in Alabama might not be a 32 in Michigan. It's totally different with the humidity. Rain, snow, ice. Clean off the iron. Make sure you're safe. We don't work too much in the rain. Maybe a sprinkle, maybe a drizzle. Guys will power through the snow. Guys will power through the ice. You just got to know what you're made of. You just got to know that whether you can do it or you can't. That's all there is to it. You'll learn during your 4 years of your apprenticeship. Stay in it, no matter what. The raising gang's running. That's one thing I did learn. If the raising gang is running, everybody's staying. Those guys set the pace. They truly do. And if you want to be up there, you better earn it. It comes all the way down to the foreman. You got to earn his respect first. And then every now and then be like, hey, if your guy's short, can I go hook on? Then when you get into the raising gang, hey, I can go up there. So-and-so not coming in today, I can go do it. That's how I did it. That's how I earned my way up to the top. Just ask questions, push my way through. I can drag that. I can do that. I can hook that on. I will tell you this. I hooked on with a really good 25 hand. He taught me a lot. And then on the next raising gang I was on, I was able to connect with a couple good connectors, and they taught me a lot. It's a lot more than just putting a bolt in the hole. You got to be able to read patterns. You got to be able to read the iron. You got to be able to manage 3-4 things at the same time while you're standing on a beam, while you're on the bottom flange, while you're grabbing onto the beam above your head. Well, the wind's blowing, the sun's going. You got the operator, you hear the engine, the beep of your man lift or other man lifts on the job site. You get big hold, you're fucked. That's all there is to it. You'll learn about getting big hold. I'm sure journeyman will teach you about that when you're an apprentice. That's just a rite of passage. Take pointers, guys. Take notes. Talk to the guys even at break, at coffee. Don't bury your heads in your phones. bring a deck of cards, pack them in your lunchbox, pack them in your book bag, whatever you bring into work. I had a deck of cards in my lunchbox on rainouts when we had to stay for the show up time. Busted out a deck of cards, started playing cards. Another way to build camaraderie, another way to strengthen that brotherhood. Just shoot the shit, play cards. Learn a new card game. I learned spades. I also learned tonk. I can't explain it to you. I don't know. My buddy Parlo is a good tonk player, and he's the one that taught me. It's fun out there, and it is exactly what you guys make it. That's all it is. It's exactly what you make it. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll be happy for your brother who's having a baby or getting married, or you know, he's getting a promotion, or he bought a new truck. You're going to be excited for him. The only way you guys are going to make it through, the only way I made it through, was pushing the next guy to do better and be better. Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous of what they have. Work harder. If you want it, work harder. That's all I did. I wanted what they had. Busted my ass harder so I could get what I wanted. I was fortunate enough to come up with some guys that won't let you fail. They don't want you to fail, because then that's a reflection on them. Now, when I had apprentices working underneath me, I didn't want them to get hurt. And I wanted them to leave knowing that I gave them all the information that I could in order to make them a better ironworker. I think that's everybody's mentality, honestly. They'll belittle you. They'll talk down on you. Doesn't mean they don't respect you. Doesn't mean they don't like you. It's just the way that we work in the trades. Nicknames are a thing. Those go a long way too. Brown Mike, Sky Guy, Bags, Stupid, Boss Man, hell, Little Asshole. That was a guy I worked with. All funny. They were all funny. You would think that with the time that we had together and all the jokes, the inside jokes, the outside jokes, just the joking in general, that we could have been millionaires just on comedy alone. It was that good. I'm hoping one day that I can get all my guys together and we can all just sit here and just turn on the cameras and let happen what happens, and you guys will be able to get a glimpse of what it was to be a part of the crew, and learn about what the Brotherhood is. They will, your closest buddies, your bestest of friends, your brothers will call you the worst names that you could possibly imagine. They'll make shit up just to make shit up. These guys, they don't hold back. And that's when you know that you've actually gotten in tight with the crew. It's just the way it is. When you're hooking on, you write a little message on top of the beam to your connector. Draw them a little picture. Have fun. That's That's another thing I can say is no matter what you guys do, if you can't have fun at work, it's going to be a long, long day. Have fun, make jokes, don't get stupid. Don't goof off to the point to where you might get hurt, you might get somebody else hurt. Just have fun. Because at the end of the day, the guy that you're working 40, 50, 60, 82 hours a week with, you're at that point, you're spending more time with him than you are at home with your wife and your kids. And if you can't tolerate him, that job's going to be hell. But if you can, you guys have a great fucking time.
One-time thing only. Did you get it?
You laugh the entire day. Think of this. You laugh the entire day for 82 hours a week, for 60 hours a week. Let's just go with 60 hours a week, 6 tens. You laugh the entire day for 6 tens, 60 hours a week. In 1 month, I bet you have really great abs. Just saying. It's a better workout than going to the gym. It'll make you mentally tough too. It'll toughen up. It'll thicken your skin for sure. I found myself sticking to structural steel more than anything else. Doesn't mean that there wasn't anything else going. We had rigging. It's for the guys at the auto plants, for the guys that are at the power plants. The guys that are setting crowns on 90-ton presses for steel, where they mold the iron, where they mold the metal to make auto body parts. If you ever get the chance to do that, that's a good job. That's fun. Those guys are fun. It's dirty work. It's real dirty. A lot of lubricants, a lot of oil, a lot of grease. And I was never able to do ornamental. Just never thought it was fun. Unless you count handrail. I don't know if you count handrail. Like industrial handrail on the fire escapes, does that count as ornamental? If that does, then I did a lot of that. That job sucks. I'm not even gonna lie to you. If you mess up in your first 3 or 4 stories with your handrail, by the time you get to 20 through whatever the height of your building is, you're screwed. It won't fit. It won't work. You'll have to cut and trim and adjust and it's terrible. I know welding the handrail is tough, especially without a backer. It's thin. 1/4 inch, 3/8, thin iron. You have some 70-18, you just blow a hole in it. Now what? You just try and fill it up? No, hell no. Welder's like, fuck you. Bigger hole, bigger hole, bigger hole. Cut that section out, start over. Grinding is worse. When you gotta grind that handrail so smooth so no one catches a burr, even if they're gonna tape it, even if they're not tape it, paint it. Even if they're gonna paint it, you gotta make sure that it's smooth. There's no burrs on it. There's no rough spots. Grab your tiger paw. Get your tiger paw on it. Bridges. Never did any bridges. We do bridges. Gordie Howe Bridge. I'd like to have a couple of guys that were on that bridge come and sit down. Let's see, Dave, Corey, Nick, Kyle. I think Richie was out there too. If you guys are up for it, I'd like to talk bridges. I'm sure a bunch of other guys would be interested in what happened out there and how you guys got it done. Gordie Howe Bridge, Detroit to Canada. Build stadiums. JLA, Ford Field. Las Vegas is getting a new one. I think the Chicago Bears are moving. Detroit just built the Hudson downtown. Couldn't even tell you how many stories it was. It started out at 85, I think. Then it went down to 50 something. I'm sure it hovered around 60 something. I don't know. I knew a bunch of guys out there. Never made it out there. I was working for a handlight outfit at that time. I knew a couple of guys that built a couple high rises in Nashville, Tennessee. I know some guys that are out there. I don't know if they're out there still or were out there. Tennessee Titan Stadium, the new Tennessee Titan Stadium. I knew some guys that were out at Buffalo Bills' new stadium, setting precast. These are all part of the job. You meet guys everywhere you go, and they all do different parts of the trade, and they're all knowledgeable. Just listen. For 4 years, all you got to do is listen. Even after that, all you got to do is listen. If you don't have the experience, if you don't have the knowledge, just listen. These guys are so smart. It's stupid how smart they are. Once in a lifetime projects. Gordie Howe Bridge. Just like the guys that built Mackinac. Once in a lifetime bridge. Once in a generation. Hell, they built a crossroads between the US and Canada, and no one can take that away from them. Talk about being prideful about what you do for work. Their name's on that bridge. Whether it be a plaque or a bolt, or in one of the porta-johns, their name is on that bridge. History for the Detroit area. History for Local 25. These guys are going to be remembered forever. That's all there is to it. One day you might drive over it with your family. A friend might drive over it. You can say, my local built that bridge. I had a buddy that built that bridge. My cousin. Or if you're a generational iron worker, my dad, my uncle, my brother was out there. Just shit like that, guys. It's what it's about. Can't tell you how many times I drove past the steel mill down in Toledo and told my wife that I built that. My name's all over that building. I wrote it in places you wouldn't even think of. This career will give you things that'll either make you or break you. You may find new vices, or you may find new opportunities. I found new opportunities. I was fortunate enough to be able to start a business a year ago. Slow get. Didn't realize how rough it was going to be being a business owner. Slow get. But I did it. A&J Trailers. I'm going to plug them real quick. A&J Trailers. We have a 5x10 enclosed trailer. We'll run it to you by the day, by the weekend, by the week. Get a hold of us. We have a Facebook page. I think it's A&J Legacy LLC is our Facebook, or A&J Trailers. Not sure why we said trailers because we only have one right now, but we are planning to get another one. As long as it's available, you can get a hold of us and we'll pretty much meet you. Unless it's a ridiculous time of day or night. Yeah, $50, 24 hours. Same spot you picked it up, same spot you drop it off. 4 moving blankets, 4 ratchet straps. We do have hooks on the floor, so if you need to move a 4-wheeler, lawnmower, motorcycle, we have a ramp you can rent. Hopefully, we'll be building to do tailgating for the weekends. TV, generator, couch, grill. Internet not included. Sorry, that's the only thing we can't do is the internet. But I'm pretty sure everybody has a hotspot on their phone nowadays, so. Yeah, it afforded me to start a new business. There's my plug. We're also sponsored by A&J Legacy LLC. Thank you for everything. Thank me. No, I'm kidding. I had to get approval from she who shall not be named. Throughout your career, the more you know, the better people that you get in contact with, the harder you work, the more initiative you take, it'll breed opportunities to become a foreman or a general foreman. And at that point, there's also, I believe, other trainings and or classes presented by the hall that will be able to push you into a superintendent's position. Sometimes you don't need it. Sometimes you do. Fortunately, there's another avenue that you can go from your apprenticeship. With your apprenticeship, it allots you a certain amount of credits towards a college degree in construction management, which would also help you out if you're going to bid for a project manager and or superintendent position. Not necessary, I believe, for superintendent, from what I've heard and what I've gathered over the years. Definitely beneficial if you're going to go into the project management aspect or project engineer aspect. It'll also help you out in case there's an instructor opening at the hall. You want to be an instructor, you can do that. With all of that being said, being an iron worker is extremely rewarding. It's hard work. It's long hours, time away from your family. It's risky. It's the best part-time job you'll ever have. I've been told that, and I can assure you that it is the best part-time job you can ever have. If you bust your ass for 5, 6, 7 months out of the year working 610s at good money jobs across the country, you can have off 2 months and sit at home and enjoy your family. Take a vacation. It's up to you. This trade, ironwork, from my experience, ironwork is what you make it. If you want to work all them hours all year long, you can clear 180 in a year, easy. If you want a little bit more stability, you go inside, go to an auto plant. Get in with a rig and barn. You get in with a company that does turnover jobs, or you can just do shutdowns. Fortunately enough, in Detroit area, we have the big three, so there's constantly a shutdown going on. Holiday shutdowns, beginning of the year shutdowns, turnover shutdowns. Just work your ass off, guys, no matter what. It's a long career, and somewhere around 300 contacts in my phone for work, from guys that I've worked with, from guys that I've hung out with outside of work. Call any of them up. Call all of them up. Just reach out again. Talk to them. How you doing, man? You know, I haven't talked to you in a minute. You'll pick up like it was yesterday. Just like your best friends from high school, if you have any left. Some people graduate high school and see you later. I was one of them. I think I have 2 or 3 friends from high school that I'm still pretty close with, and that's about it. Everybody else is my ironworker buddies, my ironworker brothers that I come up through with punk school, what I come up through at the jobs. It's a rewarding career if you really put your mind to it. If you really bust your ass. The trades aren't going anywhere. AI can't weld up on the iron. And even if it could, someone's got to set it up, because that machine ain't climbing the iron. It's not going to set itself. Pipe fitters, HVAC electricians, carpenters, millwrights, boiler makers, plumbers. These jobs aren't going away, ever. And the best part is, if you're gung-ho enough, if you're motivated enough, you can build your own company out of all of the experience that you've earned and learned on the job. If you're a risk taker and you feel that you have something that somebody else doesn't have, start an LLC, throw your name out there. Do small jobs. Do the jobs that you know no one else will take. That's where you get started. You'll be all right after that. People will notice. Take pride in your work. Show up early. Put your belt on. Mouth shut, ears open. Head down. That's all I can tell anybody that wants to get into the apprenticeship. Local 25. Being from Detroit means something. It gives you a sense of pride. You say Detroit, people know. People know where you're from. Take pride in it, no matter where you're at in the country. Don't be a shitbag. Live up to the standards that the instructors held you to through your 4 years. Those are good guys. They know what they're talking about. They've been out on the road. They've busted their ass. They've earned their keep. They've earned the job that they're at. For anybody else, journeyman, local 25. March 11th. Next Wednesday, I believe. Wage allocation and bylaw vote. March 13th is a deadline for the Dennis O'Dowd scholarship application. That's for full-time dues-paying members, sons or daughters. You have to have 5 years of good standing as well in order for your applicant to be qualified. That's all I got for tonight, guys. From Beam Walks and Bar Talks podcast, make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow, share us, get us out there. We want to talk to you about anything, about the jobs that you're on, about the jobs that are coming up, about your financial hardships, about your mental hardships. You don't have to go live. We don't even have to share it. We're here. We're here for you. During my time, I've lost 7 friends, 7 brother ironworkers. It takes a toll, guys, and it takes all of us in order to make it through. BWBT podcast is up on Instagram. Send us a message. Beam Walks and Bar Talks podcast on Facebook and YouTube. Send us a message, send us a comment. If you need help, we'll help. And if we don't know how to do it, we'll look into it for you. Don't let the devil win, guys. God is on your side. For sure. He loves us all. Or else he wouldn't give us the jokesters through high school, the jokesters through school, the ones that didn't think that it was that big of a deal. God believes that $1 million projects rest on our shoulders. Jesus was a carpenter. Joseph was a carpenter. Make sure you follow us, guys. Thanks again, A&J Legacy LLC. Appreciate you. See you guys next week.